Hello. Thanks for coming on and joining me. My name is Angie Stone, and I am the founder and the CEO of the High Life Oral Health Alliance. If you are seeing and hearing this message, it's likely that you saw the link to this video in an article that you were reading in RDH Magazine. And that article was about Rowan College out in New Jersey, who have implemented my protocol with elders in their community public health class. And so what I wanted to do is take the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about what that protocol is and how I implemented it into what ended up being my business. So what I'm going to do here is just bear with me for a little minute. I am going to share my screen here, and then my picture should get a little littler here, which is fine with me. I want to, again, this is off the cuff, guys. I'm just doing this, not rehearsed or anything. I just wanted to come on and be able to share with you. So the Rowan College in New Jersey had implemented the protocol that I developed to work with dependent elders. And those of you who might know me are a little familiar with my story. My mother-in-law died in a nursing home, likely from what was going on in her mouth. And my grandmother lost 60% of her teeth in a nursing home in 2 years, between the ages of 90 and 92. And I thought that the universe or God or whatever you think was playing a trick on me, because why on earth would a dental hygienist's loved ones be suffering with their oral health in these nursing homes? So it's a long story. I'm not going to share that with you. If you want to look me up on any social media, please feel free, and the story's all over the place. But what I wanted to share with you today is about the protocol that the Rowan dental hygiene students implemented in their community public health class. And that's what you probably just read about in RDH Magazine. The article is in December 2019, and it's called Saving Senior Smiles is what they called their program. So let me flip the slides here a little bit. What I came to know is that in these care communities, there's a whole bunch of difficulties in having these dependent adults control their own plaque. And what I've also discovered is that we really rely, or these folks really rely on the care team, namely the certified nursing assistants, to control this plaque. And over a decade, actually a decade and a half, what I've discovered is that the nursing assistants really aren't best situated to take care of the oral health of these elders, and they never will be. I think that that's up to the dental hygienist to be able to keep these people healthy. And when I first was learning about this, teaching myself about it, what came to my mind and what I was learning is that dental hygienists in many states weren't free to go in and do dental hygiene. And even if they were free to go in and do dental hygiene, I knew, as you all know if you're dental professionals listening to this, that just having your teeth cleaned by a dental hygienist once every 6 months, if you're not able to have any oral care or adequate oral care in between those 6 months, we're going to be a hot mess when we finally do get to a dental office and seen by a dental hygienist. So I had to try and figure out how I was going to help in these nursing communities without being able to do dental hygiene, and try to find something that was easy for the care team to administer. Brushing and flossing for nursing assistants is not easy. And when you consider that they have 1 hour of oral health care training in their technical college program, if they have a 120-hour technical school certificate for being a certified nursing assistant, 1 hour of that 120 hours is dedicated to oral care. And the interesting thing is 1/2 hour, so 30 minutes of that is lecture, and 30 minutes is hands-on. And it's just not enough to have these nursing assistants understand why oral care is so important. And then when we provide in-service trainings, there's research to show that even though we teach nursing assistants to do oral care better, they don't. And that's because we don't remove a whole bunch of other roadblocks that are existent in these care communities, which as dental professionals, we never realize. So what I'd like to do in this about the next 10 minutes or so is just go through the protocol and what I found when I did my research. And you already read about Rowan College. It's super exciting. They were the first college to require my book, Dying from Dirty Teeth, as their as a requirement for their dental public health or dental health class. And they ran this protocol that I'm going to go through. So what I knew is that we had to reduce the bacteria. And in order to figure out if xylitol would help with that reduction, Miss Shirley Gitkowski, who is my mentor extraordinaire, and I did a program, a study, if you will, at a local nursing home in Wisconsin. Yes, I am from Wisconsin, and so is Shirley. So this program, this study was done back in 2007 already. So we're looking at what, 12 years ago, which seems crazy to me that it can be 12 years. But what we wanted to do is see if giving xylitol to these elders in this one particular care community would be effective. And so Shirley developed a protocol, and we called the research Candy Saves the Day. So here is the protocol that we ran. What we did is we went into this nursing home and we taught the nursing assistants not to brush and floss. In fact, we never even talked about brushing and flossing. Can you imagine? What we did is we asked them to run this protocol that you see on the screen. And what that protocol entailed was 2 pieces of spry gum or 2 spry mints in the morning. In the mid-morning, we wanted to help with some dry mouth. And so if the resident wanted, they could have what's called, well, at that point was called rain spray. That's also a spry product. And then at lunchtime, what Shirley wanted to do is have a little bit more help with remineralization with the use of some MI paste. So the aide actually just put that on their finger or the resident's finger and just smushed it in the mouth. After lunch, mid-afternoon, I mean, they could have some rain spray if they wanted. After dinner, they had either 2 pieces of spry gum or 2 spry mints, and then at bedtime, MI paste again, okay? So in the Rowan project, they didn't use any of the MI paste, and subsequently, after this study, when I launched the High Life Oral Health Alliance, I also am not routinely using MI paste, and there's a reason for that. MI paste has to typically be gotten through a dental office. And so what we're doing is not in conjunction with the dental office. So we took the MI paste away. But it's important to know when I show you the results here in just about 30 seconds, that the MI paste was not lowering the bacterial load, okay? So when we look at these 6 residents along the side here, Don, Marie, Walter, Kevin, Wanda, and Denny, we can see if we go over to the far right here that Walter was our least compliant resident. What we did to figure that out is had the nursing assistant mark on a check sheet every time they gave someone an intervention and put a 0 on it if the resident didn't do it. So you can see that Walter was our least compliant resident, missing 28% of these interventions here on the screen. That means we still had over a 70% compliance rate. And then if you look along the bottom here to see the percent of each individual intervention that was missed, the bedtime MI paste was missed the most, but that still came in only at 31% missed. So overall, with the individual applications here, we had a 69% compliance rate. I can tell you that if we would have gone in and taught these, the nursing assistants to brush and floss people's teeth, we wouldn't have had anywhere near this compliance. So what I'd like to do is show you the results that we got off of this, this study. This first pictures here, this is Walter. This is our least compliant resident. Up in the upper left corner, you will see Walter's teeth, how we found him. We used a two-tone disclosing solution. You can see that where there's blue on the teeth, that plaque has been there for longer than 24 hours. Where you see red, that plaque has been on there for less than 24 hours. So what the care team told us is that Walter always said that he brushed his own teeth. So he never had them brush his teeth. He was schizophrenic, and obviously he wasn't brushing his own teeth. It doesn't appear, right? So upper left picture is how we found Walter. Upper right picture is 6 weeks into this protocol, and the lower picture is 12 weeks into the protocol. Now, I know that if you're a dental professional, you're looking at that and saying, Angie, that does not still look good in 12 weeks. I understand that. But think about, there's never been a toothbrush in this mouth from the beginning to the end, right? That is pretty darn remarkable. And in these elders that we care for in these care communities, one of the big things that they're at risk for is aspiration pneumonia, AP, right? And so when you look at that first picture of Walter, he is at super big risk for aspiration pneumonia here. Did you know that aspiration pneumonia almost always comes from the mouth? And aspiration pneumonia kills elders all day, every day, across the world. And so if we can lower this bacteria in the mouths of these elders, we can absolutely reduce aspiration pneumonia. This is Kevin. You can see on the upper left, again, the beginning, how we found him. Upper right is 6 weeks and lower is 12 weeks on the protocol. Watch the flora go from blue to red. The interesting thing about Kevin is that we didn't know this ahead of time, Shirley and I, but the care team would argue about who was going to take care of Kevin because he smelt so awful. Think about the quality of life. Kevin is a Vietnam vet, and all he wanted to do is talk to people, and the people that cared for him were fighting because they did not want to take care of him because he smelt so bad. When we got there to do the 6-week pictures and things, they came to us and said, we don't know what's in that stuff that we're giving Kevin, but he smells so much better. We are no longer fighting over who's going to care for him. That is a huge, huge, huge quality of life change for Kevin. This is Don. You can see that Don has a lot of dental issues, not so much in the way of dental hygiene issues as much as the others. And I know that the upper left picture is dark. Remember, Shirley and I are not photographers. We are not researchers. We are two dental hygienists, clinical hygienists that are trying to figure this out all on our own. So Don wasn't one that needed to be helped a whole bunch with his dental hygiene issues. So you can see here that this gentleman had a lot of blue staining in the upper left. In the upper right, a lot of red. And in the lower photo, hardly any red at all, right? And you can see that there's still some plaque on the facials of number 7 and number 8. The reason for that is this is a very mature biofilm. And it takes the xylitol a long time to really work through that big mass of plaque. But the results here are phenomenal when we're talking about using candy. Here's another one of our residents. Again, watch the flora go from blue to red in a short 12 weeks. And here is yet another one of the residents. Look at all of the blue, you guys, in that upper left photo. And then upper right is 6 weeks and the lower is 12 weeks. You can see that no one in 12 weeks has been in there intradentally. So this is what the xylitol in and of itself can do to reduce bacteria. Shirley and I were able to have that project printed published in a peer-reviewed medical journal. It's called Integrative Medicine, a Clinician's Journal. I have the website down there. It's imcj.com. And you can go to archives and then search by the author, type in Stone, and it will come up. So if you're interested, you could see the entire write-up on this project. So shortly after we got the results from this and we're pulling them all together, Shirley contacted me and she said, oh my gosh, Angie, take a look at this. And I'm going to show you what she sent to me. Research has shown toothbrushing may prevent death from pneumonia, especially aspiration pneumonia. We know that oral hygiene reduces the chronic inflammation that periodontal disease causes, which increases the risk of coronary heart disease and stroke. Now they are saying that, yes, guess what? The mouth is connected to the body. Big shock, I know, for all of us dental professionals, right? They went on to say that approximately 1 in 10 cases of death from pneumonia in elderly nursing home residents may be prevented by improving oral hygiene. Pretty big stuff. What they're talking about is brushing of the teeth. Look at this. Weekly professional mechanical cleaning of the oral cavity can be an important strategy to prevent aspiration in the dependent elderly. Results of this project showed that the oral hygienic condition could be improved by performing professional oral care at intervals of 1 week for 12 consecutive weeks. And we can maintain that improvement, and I say we can even improve it even more because I've done it, if we continue seeing these residents and brushing their teeth once a week. Oh my gosh, when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, Shirley, we have the xylitol piece, right? So we know that we can help to control the bacteria in between these weekly visits. So what might it look like if we took our xylitol protocol and we put someone in these care communities to brush the teeth once a week? Not just anybody though, a dental hygienist. It's exactly what we did. So this is Ed. And if you're a dental professional, you all have an Ed in your life, in your practice. Ed was old when I started seeing him, and I was in my practice for 15 years. And so Ed aged, right? So at first he came in with a cane, and then maybe in a year or so he came in with a walker, and then eventually he came in to see me with a motorized wheelchair. The last time I saw him in my practice, his oral care, his oral health was atrocious. And I asked him what had happened. And he said, Angie, I'm in the nursing home and I can no longer have my wife help me every day brush my teeth. And he wasn't physically able to do it himself. Perfect person for me to try our protocol on. So that's what we did. We had the care team give Ed 1.5 grams of xylitol 3 times a day. So after each meal, they have people who pass medications. And so there's no reason that they can't give some over-the-counter mints or gum, right? And then I went in and brushed and flossed his teeth on a weekly basis. And so here we are, brushing and flossing. I purchased him a Sonic Care, just a battery operated one. And I used it when I was there with him. He did not ever use it, but he could accept it when I used it, so that's what I did. On occasion, I would put MI paste on his teeth, but not on a regular basis. So take a look. I saw Ed for over 2 years before he passed away. And look at this. The top picture is how Ed's teeth were after I got him spiffed up with the once a week brushings. And the bottom picture is 2 years later. He did not lose any teeth. He had no tooth decay and no gingivitis in the 2 years that I saw him. So this led to a bigger study where we looked at 45 dependent adults over 4 facilities in 3 states, and they got Ed's protocol, which again is 1.5 grams of xylitol 3 times a day, administered by the person passing the meds, and weekly brushing and flossing by a hygienist. And what we noted is this time we went ahead and categorized people according to their oral debris. So from minimal to mild to moderate to severe debris on the teeth before we started. And this is the pie graph. Up top is how we found these people. So almost 62% of the people, those 45 residents, were in the severe debris category in the beginning of that research project. And then we had almost just over 27% in the moderate, 11% in the mild, and nobody in the minimal debris. But look at that bottom pie graph. What we were able to do in 12 weeks is transfer about just over 20% of those residents that were in the severe debris category. We were able to put them into the moderate debris. This is over 12 weeks, guys. Imagine had we done this for a year. This was crazy good stuff. And when we found that this could really work and we can reduce the plaque on the teeth, we were on fire. And in fact, in the short 12 weeks, 14 of the 45 subjects moved to an improved category, for a total of 31% of the subjects moved to a healthier category in 12 short weeks. We would love to be able to do this for a year. In fact, we are doing this on an individual basis. We have clients at the High Life Oral Health Alliance who are getting this protocol for well over a year because they sign up for this protocol, this service, and they receive the service until they pass away. And so we know that this protocol works and that we're making a difference. I wanted to take a minute to thank Clear. So Clear is the leading manufacturer of 100% xylitol sweetened products in the country. And the Clear name is for the nasal support, nasal spray, neti pot wash, things like that. That's Clear. Yes, it's pronounced Clear, even though it's Xlear. And their dental line is Spry, S-P-R-Y. So if you go out to the Clear website or you go to Spry, S-P-R-Y.com, you can see all the products listing there. And the reason I wanted to thank Clear is because they provided all of the products, all of the xylitol products for us. And I was also able to negotiate with them for that second study to pay the hygienists who were going in and brushing the teeth. So super thankful to them, and they've been such a huge supporter of this mission. I don't know, I thought I had another slide in here. Let me look. I wanted to let you know about my Amazon best-selling book called Dying from Dirty Teeth. And you can obviously get it from Amazon. You can get it in Kindle version. If you're interested in hearing more about the journey and seeing what book Rowan College has required of their students for their community public health, dental health class, on the screen is my office phone number, my email address, and the High Life website, so you can check out what we're doing at the High Life Oral Health Alliance. So thank you for joining me on this little video. Again, what it was intended for is to really be an adjunct to that article that's in the December 2019 issue of RDH Magazine, and it's called Saving Senior Smiles by Linda Hecker, and she was the director of the dental hygiene program out there in Rowan in New Jersey. And she learned about my protocol and she thought, oh my gosh, if we could just have our students do this outreach. And I want to offer up myself, if anybody is interested in running this protocol at their college, just reach out and let me know. And again, if you have any questions, my email's right there and my phone number. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day or night or whatever it is you have going on when we log off. Thank you so much. Bye.